What's good? This is Trey, and the topic of this video is how to stop being a nice guy. All right, so I have some experience with this because I can say, if I look back, a few years ago, I could say that I was being a nice guy, right? I understand there's different levels to that. Like I was a nice guy to an extent, um, meaning I would be nice um, to try to get things or to try to get approval or try to get validation from people, or I would be nice to sort of keep the peace or just prevent confrontation or just basically just being nice, um, instead of like being really me, right? Being the real me, or at least being the real me 100%, right? Um, so being nice, you know what I mean? There's different levels. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say I was one of those dudes that was getting stuck in the friend zone. That wasn't really an issue for me, right? But I was being nice in regards to, like, if we're talking women, in dating, I would be nice in the sense that, like, let's say I went on a date, I would try to get the girl by being nice, right? That's being a nice guy. Like, that's not actually an effective strategy to turn a woman on or get a woman, just being nice, right? You may hear like some women say, I just want a guy that's nice or whatever, but right, that is not true, right? She does want a guy that's like a good dude, like a good guy, like a positive guy that has some manners and shit, but she doesn't want a nice guy, like a nice dude, like a dude that's just always nice and always so proper and has no edge or nothing. No, maybe it might be a small percentage of women that want that, but most women, I tell you what, the whole nice guy thing, the problem with it is it's just not real. Like it's not your genuine real self. There's no way you could be nice 100% of the time, right? Like there's going to be some times where you don't want to be nice. There's going to be some times where you want to where you have to, say what needs to be said or do what needs to be done, and it's not going to be a nice thing to say or a nice action, right? There's ways to calibrate it so it doesn't come off too harsh, but there's times where you got to, the real you has something that you want to say that's not nice. So, for one of the ways I got over to being a nice thing is, first of all, it doesn't get you anywhere, right? It's kind of gets you somewhere, like in an illusion way, right? So for example, if you're nice to people, then they'll be like, oh yeah, he's so nice, but it doesn't mean you're gonna get the result you're looking for. Like, let's look at women, for example, right? Like if you're nice to women, you know, some of them will be like, "Oh, he's so nice, yeah, 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 yeah." But like, if you want the girl to be your girlfriend or you want a romantic relationship or whatever, a lot of times being nice, as most guys will say, is get you in the friend zone, right? Um, I personally never ended up in the friend zone because I just didn't have no concept of that, right? Like if a girl wasn't interested in me, everything would just end right there. So she didn't even have a chance to put me in a friend zone, right? But most guys, if a girl is not interested in them, they'll settle for the friend zone. So that's how they end up in the friend zone. But for me, I never settled for any friend zone, right? I just be like, okay, well, if I'm too nice or whatever, then I guess we have no relationship whatsoever, right? No friends, no nothing, right? But yeah, the whole nice thing, like basically, the more you um really figure out who you are, right, and start being you, the more that nice guy thing will be shedded, right? So you gotta basically like get into the practice of expressing yourself genuinely, right? So if you've been a nice guy most of your life, you have to look and see, okay, why am I being so nice? Like, is this really who I am? Maybe pay attention, look at your childhood. How were you as a kid? Like, were you going around like super polite? Like, you probably were like crazy as a kid, or I don't know, maybe you weren't. But like as a kid, I doubt that you were like super nice all the time. And if you were, there was probably a reason. Maybe you're afraid of getting punished or something, right? But what if that fear wasn't there, right? What if you weren't afraid of being punished? What if you were completely free? How would you be, right? What if if we're talking about women, right? Because a lot of guys are nice guys to women. What if you had like 10 women that you thought were extremely beautiful and they all were into you and you had romantic and sexual relationships with all 10 of them? Would you still be like super nice and shit? You probably, honestly, you probably might even turn into an asshole or some shit, right? What people would call an asshole, right? Because I have a different view on the whole asshole thing, but you probably just get more like sharp with your communication. You wouldn't, be so, oh yeah, everything's okay, or yeah. You wouldn't be so like that. You'd be more, right? Because you know what I mean? You got what you want. Like, you don't need any validation from anybody. You don't need to please anybody, because if you look at like really successful people that's handling their shit or whatever, they tend not to be nice guys. Like, some of them are kind, some of them are good people, but they're not nice guys. They're not nice all the time. Like, they'll tell you what to, like, some certain times they'll get real with you, or maybe maybe it's not so much about what they say, it's just how they carry themselves. Like, they'll distance themselves from you, if they see certain things they don't want to be around, or they'll cut communication with you, right? There's different ways to express yourself and show that you're not really you're not a nice guy. You're just a being that expresses himself freely, and you are what you are. You didn't put no label on me, nice guy, bad guy, whatever. You're just a free being, right? So the nice guy thing, man, I feel like there's just a lot of it is just seeking validation from others, seeking others' approval, not trying to ruffle anybody's feathers, or walking on eggshells. You don't want to disappoint anybody. You're afraid of, saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing. It's just a bunch of fears and insecurities. That's all that nice guy thing is, right? The more you peel away at those things and you start going after what you want in life, setting goals, going after your goals, working on your character, becoming the real version of yourself. Look at people you admire, right? If you're admiring someone, it probably means they are being a way that you want to be. Maybe you're too afraid to be that, or maybe you're not evolved enough to be that, but there's a reason why you admire that person, right? So look at the qualities they have, look at the way they carry themselves, look at the actions they take, the things they say, the things they do, and start doing it. There's probably a reason why they're doing it. It's probably working, right? It's probably getting them the results they want. The nice guy thing, from what I remember, because like I said, I was a nice guy to some extent. I don't remember it really doing much for me, right? The only thing it does, it keeps you safe, right? It keeps you out of trouble. It keeps you safe. It keeps you, like in a very chill life. If you want a very, chill life with no excitement or whatever, yeah, be a nice guy. But if you want to achieve your goals and you want to have great experiences in life and do the things that you're dreaming of and make them reality, being a nice guy is not how you do it, right? You do it by taking the necessary actions to get the result. Being a nice guy is not necessarily going to get you women or get you success in business or success in the world. Being kind, like I feel like being nice it's not a beingness. That's the problem with it. It's not a beingness. There's like times to be nice, right? Because there's no reason not to be nice, but it's not like a beingness. It's not like a all the time thing. Like, if you're always nice, then what's going on there? How that, to me, that means you're always like you're always neutral, right? Because when I think about this nice thing, it's like you don't want to take a side, right? Because if like, let's say there's two teams, right? The nice guy is gonna be like, well, I see your point and I see your point, and Nah, bro, you gotta choose a team. Like if we're gonna play a sport or we're gonna do something, you gotta choose a team, and the other team is not gonna think you're nice. Like if I go on this team, that team is not gonna think I'm nice. You stay in the middle. Oh yeah, he's such a nice guy. You know, he doesn't even know what team he wants to go on. Like it's basically just being neutral, right? And from what I've experienced in life is like being neutral and not making your mind up and saying, you know what, whoever is in my way is gonna get ran over, or they better move out the way. You know, if you don't get to a point where you're like done with the nice guy thing, you're just gonna be floating, you know, just floating in like an average existence, right? So that's my thoughts on the whole nice guy thing. Like really, you gotta shed that. You gotta like set some goals for yourself, figure out what you want, and start doing what you gotta do. And there's gonna be times where you're gonna have to let go of the nice guy thing, and that's how you get out of it. Like you start being the real you. You start being more genuine. You start being more authentic, and then the nice guy thing starts peeling off little by little, right? So that's the video. If you're a guy that is looking to improve your dating life and you like some guidance, some tips, some advice on how you can do that, send me a private message. Let's have a conversation and see what steps you need to take control of your dating life. Thanks for watching. Peace.